So every time a new game launches that's backed by Microsoft or Sony, I always hear certain groups of people encouraging others to go out and buy that game. And their main line of reasoning isn't because the game is fun, because one, they haven't played it yet. It's not because it's getting great reviews. Their main line of argument is we need to go buy it because we need to support it. They use this word support. And they talk like Microsoft and Sony are some sort of charity that we need to give to simply because they're investing in new IPs and we need to encourage this sort of behavior. Now, I'm not talking about any game in particular because I've heard this with tons of different games and I'm sure you have too. But I will mention ReCore in this video since that's the game that's getting ready to come out and that's the one that everybody's talking about. And I've personally been told by several people that I need to support this particular game. Then I basically need to proselytize this to my viewers to get them to go out and buy this because we need to support this game and Microsoft. So again, even though I'm going to be talking about ReCore, this isn't about ReCore. This is about the overall philosophy of people trying to get you to support a game, whether or not you're interested in it. So I said a few weeks ago on Twitter, based on the articles I've read, based on the trailers that I've seen, based on the gameplay that I've watched, I'm planning on passing on ReCore. To me personally, it just doesn't look that impressive. And whenever I said it weeks ago, people started replying to me saying, you know, Dragon, that's terrible. You need to support this type of game because it's a new IP and this is what we need, you know. And then earlier today, there was like this 15-minute gameplay video posted up. So I tweeted it out so people could go watch it so they can go make up their own mind as to what they want to do. But for me, watching this gameplay video just solidified everything that I had already thought. Like, this game just isn't for me. It doesn't look like something that I'm going to enjoy. So again, I'm going to pass on it. Now, something could change. I could hear a ton of people's opinions that I respect say, you know, this is the sleeper hit of the year. This is the greatest thing they've ever played. Then maybe I'll pick it up. Maybe I'll love it, you know, whatever. But nobody knows games better than you do. You know what you like, you know what you enjoy. And again, this is just my personal opinion on what I watch. Some people will watch the same thing as what I did. They'll come away absolutely loving it. Can't wait for the game to come out. That's absolutely fine. But again, it's all about personal preference. There's certain games and genres, there's certain gameplays that I can look at and I can say, this just isn't for me. I said the same thing about Bloodborne, The Order 1886, No Man's Sky, Sunset Overdrive, and so forth. And with all those games, even though I knew kind of going in that it didn't look like something I would really enjoy, I still gave it a chance and I walked away with the same impressions that I had going in with it. I didn't care for any of those games that I just listed. But even though this is my opinion of the game, I'm still surprised at how many people have basically, you know, gotten upset with me, basically telling me that I need to go preach and again, proselytize that they need to be buying this game, be supporting it, because we need to tell Microsoft, keep investing in brand new IPs. And they say that, you know, if you don't support these games, then Microsoft isn't going to be investing in these sort of games. So are you telling me that if ReCore sales suck, Phil is just going to walk into a conference room one day and say, you know what? Forget Sea of Thieves. We're canceling Scalebound. We're cutting ties with Cuphead. We're scrapping all these other projects that we've invested millions of dollars with years before they even announced the title. We're going to cut all that, all because ReCore sales sucked. Of course not. That's absolutely ridiculous. They aren't running charities here. These are multi-billion-dollar corporations who actually already get taxpayer dollars from you, whether you approve it or not. They get it in the form of subsidies, aka corporate welfare. They charge you extra for items that should be free already, like multiplayer, items that you already paid for. The idea that you owe them anything is beyond logical reasoning. You are nothing more than a consumer to them and their shareholders. And the sooner that you understand that, the better. And you should understand that they should be nothing more to you than a producer of goods and services. They create something that you wish to consume, then you go in and you go do it. If you want to go buy a game, for Christ's sake, go buy a game because it's good, because it looks fun, because it looks entertaining, because it looks like something built for you. And that is a perfectly good reason to go buy a game no matter what title you're looking at. But please, do not go buy a game because you feel like you owe it to somebody. That is utterly insane. Again, you owe them absolutely nothing. Now, I do hope ReCore ends up being a good game. There's no game that comes out that I hope ends up being bad. That's just retarded. So I hope that it's a good game. And if it is a good game, then I hope it's successful. Notice that I put the two together. I don't hope something is successful just because it's coming out. You know, a lot of people were hoping that No Man's Sky would be successful. They were going and I was reading some comments where people were saying they wanted to go buy the game even though it didn't really, interest them that much. They just wanted to support the devs. And so what they got was a horrible interactive screensaver. So a lot of people are regretting that decision. You go buy a game because you want to enjoy it, not because you feel like you're handing it out to some charity. Buy games because you want to buy them. Don't do it for any other reasons, especially when the reason is to give money to a multi-billion-dollar corporation that sees you as nothing more than dollars in the first place. That does it for me, The Red Dragon. Again, if you go buy ReCore, I hope you enjoy the hell out of it. Just doesn't look like it's my cup of tea. But again, this wasn't about ReCore. This was about this whole idea that you need to quote-unquote support games. It's BS. That does it for me, The Red Dragon. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.